Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Happy to be hanging out with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time worldwide. And very excited to be here on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /Wake Up Call DT, as well as on facebook.com /Live Now DT. And you're listening worldwide on mixlr.com /Wake Up Call DT and on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage. So with that being said, you see our Wake Up Call logo, you see our Cafe Kubal love, and I'm here with my guy, Mr. Moe Neal, who is hanging out with me where sports meets that thing called life. Mo and I have been talking since well before he came to Syracuse, during his time with the Cuse, and all the way through since. And I am very happy to have a family member on the broadcast. This isn't an interviewee. This isn't just another player. This is family. So, Mr. Neal, how we doing?
Doing good. It's always a pleasure to be on the show, man. Every time I come on here, it's all love and, always glad to, be here, chop it up with you. So, like you said, man, it's family. So.
And I'm excited about this opportunity as you and I are talking on the heels of you having some recent news that for those that don't know, I instead of me saying it, I'd love for you to share it with everybody.
Yeah, well, recently, just got some great news. I've got the email to, be invited to the XFL Draft Pool. Got that last Wednesday. So it's great. Feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. Finally able to get a chance, get an opportunity, to play football again, and show people, that I'm still, Moe Neal, and I, still can play at a high level.
Yeah, and Mo, I mean, speaking on that, how did it all come about? Like you said, you got an email that you'll be a part of the XFL draft. So how does that come about? Did you have to apply? Does somebody have to refer you? How does it all work out?
So recently on June the 17th was the first showcase camp that they had. It was in Washington, D.C. I rode up there. It's the closest one to me. The other ones was kind of pretty far down in Florida or on the West Coast and stuff. So I signed up for the camp. I signed up for it. They accepted me. Got my name in there, and I went out to the camp. Had a great day. It's like combine related stuff. The 40, L cone, and position drills and stuff like that, and I was able to get out there and, show what I can do and, put on a good show. And, after that, I got that email last week, that I was going to be able to, get a draft invite, so that's how it came about. And also I've been having, people that I know that works with the XFL and partners, has partners and also has been putting a good word in for me too. So, like I said, it's all about connections, all about who you know nowadays, especially when you get to that, next level of, professionalism. It's not always about being, the best or, it's all about knowing people that can, vouch for you and, put a good word out for you. So, I've been having also to go along with me, doing well at the showcase. I had, great connections and people putting in good words for me.
And you said, showing out at the showcase, what made you want to go out and be a part of that? What made you believe, hey, you know what? The XFL, I'm going to believe in, like, this is the third iteration of it. It existed way back. It came back for a season, then COVID hit. Now it's under new management and whatnot. And obviously Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a part of this, which is a huge piece of the leadership of what we're looking at here and that executive leadership board, and something to, really be excited about. So when we look at, what this is going to be and the XFL's third iteration, why did you feel that this would be a good opportunity for you to go out and show yourself?
Really, I just wanted an opportunity, to play football ultimately, and I felt like that the XFL was great. It was something that I definitely know that I could, get into. And if I did get into it, I know it would be a great opportunity for me to showcase myself because, like you said, I know The Rock and, all his partners are definitely, cooking up something special with the XFL. And I feel like it's only going to get bigger, from here. And the camp was very organized, ran great. And, that's just a testament to, how things are going to be ran. So I just feel like, it was just a great opportunity for me to be able to, showcase myself. And, I believed in myself, every step of the way. And, it was never any doubt that, if I get the opportunity to be able to, do what I love to do, that, that they would love me. And, so finally, it's just, like I said, feel like a weight lifted off where I finally feel like I can, get back in the pads, and it's just, I'm tired of these shorts and shirts workouts and stuff like that. Just finally getting back to playing football. So, I'm excited and I can't wait to get ready to go.
Syracuse Orange alum Moe Neal here with me on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios on the heels of the news that he is going to be in the XFL draft pool, which will officially come to us in 2023 with their season. How did you stay ready? What did you do with your body? What did you do with your mind to make sure that you were prepared for a moment like this?
It was rough. I can't lie, man. I haven't played football since the 2019 season, my senior year. Draft year was 2020. We all know how that went. 2021 went a whole year without, hearing nothing as well. So I definitely say, man, it took a lot out of me. I'm just very blessed to have, great people in my corner to keep me motivated, and keep me down to earth and just always, giving positive energy, to me because, it's hard, it's tough, working out and trying to stay in shape, not knowing if you're ever going to get opportunity, just feeling left out, because and it definitely hurts because you know what you can do. And I know that I definitely can play professional football, whatever it is, whether it's, CFL, NFL, XFL, whatever it is, I know that that my skills can translate to that level of play. And, just very frustrating. And, it was just a testament to my faith as well. Just believing in God and just knowing that he had a master plan for me. And the story is still being written. It's just, like I said, it feels like a weight lifted off that, all the stuff that I've been doing, over the past couple years now, it has not went to waste. And me just being able to stay in shape, keeping my body right, making sure I'm still putting the right stuff in my body, it's been awesome. And like I said, I was finally able to get out there and, showcase myself in DC and, and compete with other running backs and, not just running backs, but, other positions as well. So, just to show that, I'm still be able to, do my thing, man. It felt great, so I'm just excited and ready for the next steps and ready to play football again.
When you were coming out of Syracuse, we're talking about pandemic time, COVID time and whatnot, which really shakes up, right, the draft, and it shakes up who, teams kind of just wanting to live in their bubble and how many rookies are they taking in and whatnot. So you were hit with a circumstance that was beyond your control.
Yes, sir.
How have you dealt with that over time? I know we've talked about that here on the show before, but to look a little bit deeper into it, when you believe in God and you have such a strong faith, and then a pandemic hits and it has nothing to do with your talent, it has nothing to do with your ability, it has nothing to do with your, you being able to watch film and understand something and implement that. It was something that was totally out of your control. How have you dealt with that? And is that God's plan to you? Do you really believe that God had a plan in that whirlwind of trying to get drafted during a time where life was very unique?
Yes, definitely. I definitely a firm believer in God had a plan for me. I know I'm not the only one that went through that situation. I know it's a lot of guys in my situation, but just speaking from me and my personal experiences, I definitely I definitely am a believer that, God definitely had a plan for me. And, I don't know what it was. And to me to just to continue to, strengthen my faith in him, or, maybe wait. He wanted me to wait and, be stronger in a different thing, a different mindset where I was weaker at, but, it definitely has been a great experience. I've learned a lot. You know, People have came into my life, and so it's just been a crazy experience. It's tough to put into words, because like I said, I never would thought to be in this situation. So that's how life is. You just nothing's ever guaranteed, and I feel like just a setback for me to just realize that like we really have to live in a moment and really be blessed of what we have and what we got going on, and just take it day by day. Because at the end of the day, God's in control, and he has the final say. So I'm a firm believer, and no man can't stop God's plan. So it's just a blessing to be able to suit back up again. Like I said, it's and like I said, I say suit back up, and it's not really official, but I'm speaking into existence, so I think that I'm there. I put in all the work, and I'm just excited to be able to play again.
Well, and I think the thing is, when it really comes down to it, Mo, I mean, you talk about speaking into existence. I mean, if you want it, you got to go get it, right?
Yes, sir.
I believed that I was going to be a broadcaster when I was a junior in high school. So, and here we are, almost 19 years of broadcasting. And this month of July is my 10-year anniversary of my company. So, Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, I've been working for myself more than I work for anybody else, ESPN affiliates, Fox affiliates, Yahoo affiliates. So, this to me is a beautiful story of speaking it into existence, and you're doing the same thing, right? Because you're telling people this is what I'm going to do. You finished at Syracuse in 2019, so your name was in the 2020 draft. Your name was in the draft at the beginning of the pandemic in March. We felt it. The draft is there in April, May time. And so it's just a weird world. And when we look back at the draft, there's only one running back taken in the first round of the 2020 draft, and that was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who hasn't really caught on in Kansas City. He was supposed to be the starter, but it hasn't come through yet. DeAndre Swift has dealt with injuries. He was drafted in the first three picks of the third pick, actually, of the second round. And then after that, we saw Jonathan Taylor go 41st overall, and we know that arguably he's the best in the biz right now. Cam Akers going through injury, coming from FSU, was drafted in the second round. And then we had A.J. Dillon, who's splitting time with Aaron Jones in Green Bay. Then Antonio Gibson found his time out of Memphis, who, I cover a lot of guys, a lot of running backs successful out of Memphis in the current NFL. And he was drafted in the second pick of the third round, and he's found his play with the Washington Commanders. And then after that, it's not a lot of, we're not talking about starters. We're not talking about guys that, are leading the backfield. So it was a quiet draft for running backs. And now, looking back upon that, do you feel like there was something you could have done differently? You had 2,560 yards. You averaged 5 yards a carry in your career. Your numbers are strong. You had almost 20 rushing touchdowns. You had almost 600 yards receiving. Looking back on it, your numbers state the case. Your health states the case. You weren't used as a traditional running back in the first two seasons, so I think that worked against you, but that wasn't your fault. In my opinion, I don't understand why you're not on an NFL team right now. So now I ask you the question of looking back, was it where you played? Was it Syracuse's reputation in current sports right now? Do you think being on a losing team affects the draft stock? Did you ever hear anything back on that in regards to that you were kind of playing not in a traditional running back position, that you were on a losing team? Do you think that had something to do with it, or how do you look back on that? Because the numbers don't lie, and the fact that you stayed healthy doesn't lie. And it's very hard to average 5 yards a carry. So what do you think it was?
Yeah, I mean it's puzzling. There's many different ways that people say that. I've also done heard the reasons of me not being on the NFL team right now. Obviously, winning does help. And it's proof is in the pudding. I mean, I feel like you put my numbers and put the way that I played on another team or at a FSU or at a Clemson or a team like that, or a team that's known for winning and known for putting, and not even that, or even a Miami, they haven't really been winning in the past, but I just feel like it's the culture and the pipeline to the NFL. Is strong with those teams in recent years. And I feel like that definitely played a big part. We did only have one winning season when I was there, and we also had a lot of talented guys that I felt like that didn't get opportunity as well at Syracuse. And I just feel like it was just it's the pipeline, it's the culture. I feel like it's changing now. With Cisco, Iffy, Trill, the guys that's coming behind him, Garrett Williams, Deuce Chestnut. We all know Sean Tucker is probably going to be a high pick, and I just feel like it's changing. I just came in throughout a time where it wasn't Syracuse. We wasn't producing a lot of NFL guys. I think the time I was there, since I've been there, Alton Robinson was the highest draft pick that we had since I've been there. Since I was there, he was drafted in 5th round, I believe. But Zaire was 7th round, Chris Slayton was 7th round. Everybody else after that was just undrafted free agents. So if you look at it like that, and the proof is there. Just the pipeline to the NFL, just is not as strong. Like I said, in that draft class, it was a running back that got taken in like the 5th or 6th round, and his career numbers didn't even stand a chance against mine. I think the running back was from Miami, actually. That's so. You look at stuff like that, and that's stuff you can't control. I mean, like I said, man, that's stuff you cannot control. I can't control. All I control is how I play and how I did on the field, and I left it all out there. I had a great career. I don't take nothing back. Syracuse is always home to me. I love Syracuse. Had a great 4 years there. I wish I could have done more to help win. But at the end of the day, I finished top 10 in rushing, finished top 10 in yards per carry. I won the best running back award on that team 2 years in a row, junior and senior year. And I was a team captain my senior year as well. So definitely, well respected up there. And I love, Syracuse, we'll forever be orange. So, I try not to, dive, deep into that, because at the end of the day, like I said, that's something I can't control. But, right now I just got to look at the positives, and, now I finally got an opportunity to, put myself out there with this XFL deal and stuff like that, man. So, I'm very excited to get back out there and, just show people, what they missed out on, and that, Moe Neal can, still play football. So, I'm ready to go.
And I love speaking with Moe Neal here inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. This is Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and looking at the XFL, looking at this opportunity that is ahead of you right now, in the time that you have been preparing yourself and working toward an opportunity. The USFL is here, the XFL is here. Obviously, well, it's coming back. The CFL is still in existence, the NFL is in existence, but we're living in a world right now where these leagues are forming they're identifying themselves and they're trying to build a business plan where they're going to be successful right off the jump. We see the USFL had deals with NBC and Fox, so their games in their first season were right out there. They were to everybody. You watched them on the weekend. If you had basic cable, you saw them. And then in the case of looking at the XFL, they're working with Disney. And so they're going to have ESPN, ESPN Plus, ABC, and whatnot. What can you say about the world that we are in today, that there are multiple avenues and opportunities, and that the XFL and the USFL are not looking to be a little brother to the NFL? They're looking to hold their own. So, yes, you've had to wait your turn, so to speak, and keep working for it. But what does today's professional football climate in America look like to a player such as yourself?
It looks great. It looks like, a chance to be able to, compete and, work your way up. Like you said, it's great that, football are starting to have those other, avenues where players like myself can, maybe we went under the radar and didn't get a chance to get into the NFL, but, kind of like the NBA has the D League and all these other type of leagues that the NBA has to find players. I feel like, football is finally starting to, do the same, with all these spring leagues. And of course, the CFL has been going strong for years. So it's an exciting time right now. I guess for young players like myself, even college players, that may feel like, they might go under the radar, with the NFL, it's definitely an exciting time to be able to still play professional football somewhere and still be able to get what you want in the long run. If you play the game right and, everything goes your way, you still have an opportunity to still accomplish, whatever you want to accomplish. So it's great. It's definitely a great time, that everything's evolving and, coming up, and I'm excited to see, where it takes off to.
Yeah, and seeing this XFL, to give people a little bit of background, as we see the XFL come to us in 2023 in this third iteration of it, we know that there is leadership at the top that's taking this obviously very, very seriously as they've worked to have this come out, not rushing it to do so. And we know the coaches, right? Wade Phillips is going to be coaching the Houston team. And then we look at the other Texas teams. Bob Stoops will have Dallas, and then Hines Ward will have San Antonio. And then outside of that, Reggie Barlow will have Washington, D.C. Rod Woodson will have Las Vegas. And this is going to be a very exciting thing here as we take a look at this. Jim Haslett will have Seattle. So as we look at what's coming here and what's going to be moving forward, Anthony Becht and Terrell Buckley. So Becht is going to be in St. Louis, and Terrell Buckley will be coaching in Orlando, which is going to be the new home after there was a team that was down in Tampa. So I believe the Vipers are the ones that are going to be relocating there. So, when you hear those names, these are coaches that have been around the block. Jim Haslett, Wade Phillips, these are former players, and, Terrell Buckley and Anthony Becht and so on. And so Rod Woodson, Hines Ward. This is and what I think is really cool about it is they're not showing us logos. They're not showing us like really a lot about these teams. They're showing the coaches and they're showing the leadership of this. And that to me is really cool that they're like, hey, these are the people we've hired to make it look like a true organization and a true business and not just 8 separate entities. When you see all these names and you see how the XFL has put this together, what do you think about the league in that respect?
I think it's great, man. Like I said, even you can, like you just said, like, them just promoting, not even like team logos and getting into all the other little fancy stuff. They're promoting like the structure and who's going to be running it and, who's in those leadership positions as far as coaches and stuff like that. So, like you going, you have, when you see stuff like that, like it's definitely great, like like I said, even at the showcase camp, just how everything was run. Hines Ward was out there. I forgot what other coaches were there. But you see everybody that they're all brought in, and they all want this to work, and they all want this to be something special, not just for them, but for like guys like myself, like we talked about earlier. They want this to be a platform for guys like me to be able to, showcase themselves and be a professional and go about, things the right way. And I feel like it's something, special, to see. And, like it's not just a money move or, just something just being thrown together. Like it's really something that's, that's here for the greater good, and it's only going to get better and better. I'm, like I said, man, I'm beyond excited. I can't wait to see, where I land and, what city I'm gonna be in, and it's just a real feeling, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, and this is really amazing, and it's exciting that this is going to be here, and knowing how purposeful this is going to be. Like you said, you had the DC showcase, which just happened here in mid-June at the University of Maryland in College Park, Maryland, and we know that coming up, we're going to see some more showcases going on as well. So being a part of this DC showcase and knowing that you're already in, what are you doing now to stay prepared, stay ready? What's the regiment like? Bring me into it.
Well, just doing the same thing I've been doing, man. I'm, consistently, making sure I'm, putting the right things in my body, making sure obviously working out, recovering as well as a big key. Also train guys. I've also been training high school and college guys around my area as well too. I just started that up. Being around those guys, keep me going as well too. Just giving those guys knowledge, and also me continue to learn and build with them, has also been great. So, those are the type of things I've been doing. I also have a job too that I work. I picked up a job at, this place called G&T. It's a food coloring company. And they they're based out of the Netherlands, but they had a building up in New York, New Jersey, but they moved down to North Carolina because they needed flat land, because they're about to start growing the fruits and stuff from scratch over here in North Carolina instead of getting it from the Netherlands. So it's a great company, great CEO. They know my situation. They're very lenient with what I have going on. They work with me. They root for me and everything. So they, it's a great company. And like I said, they allow me to do the things I need to do to, keep being successful on the field as well. So, I couldn't ask for a better situation. So, that's what I've been doing in the meantime. And that's what I'll continue to do until it's, time to pack my bags up and go where I need to go.
And that's the thing is, having this positivity, you said it wasn't always easy to do that. And I understand that, coming out of college, 2019, finishing up, and then 2020 with everything happening and going into the draft. So it's been a couple seasons since you've been on the field, putting those pads on and whatnot. So how did you, I know you said you had a lot of good people around you and they helped you, and your faith in God and whatnot is obviously something I understand very well. Looking back on this, like you said, you got a good job, you're in a good situation, you like the company, you like the ownership of the company and how it's being led. They understand your situation, they're in support of it. The XFL, you go out and you work out in a showcase and they put you in the draft pool. These things are all happening here in 2022. So when you look back on it, do you feel like, as much as you didn't like it and you didn't understand it, God was putting your story together? I mean, do you feel like you're in the right place at the right time right now? And how did you get through the mental and emotional anguish of it all? Because I think people need to hear that more than anything. We all go through stuff, and we see people on the other side of it successful, but I feel like we don't always talk about going through the battlefield, which is what we need to do so that people that are in it right now can know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, it's definitely been tough, man. A lot of dark days that people don't see. you know, a lot of stuff built up inside, you know, that I don't tell everybody, you know, that I go through, and, you know, just always having a smile on my face in public and stuff like that. And, you know, people take that as, you know, me doing good, but, you know, it's definitely been rough. But like I could say, just a lot of sleepless nights and talking to God, you know, definitely got me through it. And my favorite question was why. Well, my favorite word was why. You know, why this, why that. You know, and in church one day, you know, pastor was saying, like, you know, it's okay to talk to God and, you know, ask him why. You know, we sometimes, you know, people feel like, you know, we shouldn't, you know, question him, but, you know, we also need to talk to him as we talking to somebody else, because he's always there for us. And you know, I've talked to him so much, and the people in my corner, you know, like I said, I can't thank the people in my corner so much, my family and friends, my girlfriend, you know, she's been there for me, praying over me, you know, so that all that has helped, man. And, you know, that, you know, like I said, you got to take it a day at a time, you know, because every day is not going to be, you know, some days I am in a great mood and I'm good. You know, I'm going about my day, I'm doing good. And other days I just get up and I'm like, this is not where, I know this is where I'm not supposed to be in life. I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. But, you know, and, you know, those days when it's hard, when it's rough, you know, you just have to dig deep, and you really have to, you know, just be in the present and thank God that you're living. Thank God for the little things. You got to take a step back and don't think about what you want or what you should have. You got to think about what you do have now and what you're thankful for now, because that, you know, that gets you through, you know, because it's still people that are less fortunate than you. You know, your situation didn't work out as planned. You know, my situation didn't go as planned, but it's still people that are less fortunate than me, and it's still people that are here that are counting on me as well. You know, family and friends, my community, you know, doesn't want to see me give up. The kids in my area still look up to me, and I still have to be that person. I can't just give up and say I'm done with it. Like, I have to keep going for them, get back that knowledge, you know, let them know that, you know, I want them to do better than me, you know, do it way better than me. Don't try to be the next Moe Neal, be the best you, be better than Moe Neal, you know. So all that stuff comes, you know, into play. And I feel like, you know, that's what helps you get through those dark times, man. Just being grateful and being blessed of what you do have. You know, I feel like, you know, we get caught up in life, you know, the social media age now is definitely messed up life. You know, we see all this people doing good, people doing successful on social media, but, you know, like you said, everybody's not putting on social media the rough times that they're going through. Everybody's just putting on their accomplishments. So you never know what it took for that person to have this, or what it took for that person to get there in life. Like, you know, we all have our battles to face, and that, you know, and that's the way of life. You know, we go through battles. We have to get through obstacles to achieve. You know, this saying that I always take with me: anything that's worth having in life is not easy. So I'm a firm believer in that. And, you know, if it's worth having, you know, it's not going to come easy. You're going to have trials and tribulations, and you have to find a way to dig deep and get through it. And, you know, that's what I was able to do these past couple of years, man. Is just, you know, dig deep, fight, not give up. And like I said, it wasn't been easy, because there's plenty of times where I wanted to be done. I wanted to give up. I wanted to do something else with myself. But, you know, I said, you know, no, I'm not. You know, something just kept me going, you know, like, no, we're not going to talk like that. We're not going to think like that. So, you know, I'm just happy. I'm blessed. You know, like you said, everything's coming together at the right time, man. I fell into, you know, a great company that, you know, for my first ever job, you know, they're very, very, very great people, that look out for me, and, you know, make sure I'm still doing the necessary things I need, you know, and, you know, finally getting an opportunity on the football field. It just feels great, you know, and And when you start seeing stuff, unfold, and that makes the rough times even sweeter, so like it's a great feeling. I know I'm rambling on, man, but it's it's surreal. And like I said, it's only the beginning. It's just only the beginning. But once you start seeing stuff unfold, like I said, you definitely it definitely makes you think about the rough times and how you didn't give up, and it makes everything so much better. So I'm definitely blessed, and like I said, I just can't wait to see what the future holds.
And I don't think you're rambling on at all. I mean, you're talking about God, you're talking about life, you're talking about things that have affected you and what you've been through. I've talked to you through this process. I've talked to your dad. I mean, I know that this has not been an easy process to go through, but it's, I said this, and it's funny. There's a lot of things I try to, there's a lot of things you say in life. And as a broadcaster, there's a million things you say in a day, but there's a couple things, just a few things that I actually keep with me, and things that I could say to myself every day. And one of the things that I said years ago when I was at Johnson College in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I was speaking with an entrepreneurship and business class, thanks to Roseanne Martinetti for making that possible, and the staff there at Johnson College. When I went there to speak, I didn't have anything. I had like a presentation, I had like a PowerPoint, but I didn't have anything written down, because I feel like if I write it down and I script it, it's not genuine. And so I was talking, and I didn't know if anything was sinking in. And I was kind of like beating up on myself. So at the end of it, I think I said, by a show of hands, did raise your hand if you took something away from what I said? Mm-hmm. And pretty much everybody raised their hand. And I was like, okay, because I felt like I could have done better. And the teacher started to talk, and I said, actually, can I say one more thing? Mm-hmm. And she said, yeah, go ahead. And I said this one thing to them, and I say it to this day to myself, and I used it multiple times in the past week. You will learn the difference very quickly of if you love something or if you think you love something. Because if you love somebody and something doesn't go right, or there's adversity, you figure it out. But if you don't really love them, you let them go. If you have a friend that you truly love and you care about, you're going to work out when you have those moments when you butt heads. But if they don't matter to you, you're going to let that go. In a job, in a career, in a dream, if you get knocked down on the ground and you stay down and you go, man, why am I here? Yeah, I don't really want to do this. Screw this. I'm just going to get up and do something else. You don't love it. But if you get knocked down on the ground and you get back and you pop back up, maybe not the first time you pop up as fast, but now, almost 19 years into being a broadcaster, I knew I loved this, but I got hit and I got hit and I got hit and I got hit and I got hit. And still people try to shoot missiles my way, but I like it. And you know what, Mo, I got to tell you, like the Hulk, I eat those missiles now. I see them coming, I grab them, I bite them. And it's like, I don't know, it's like me having a little snack. So
yes, sir. No doubt.
But that's the thing, is you find out if you really love it. And 2 years of trying to work and get this opportunity, you obviously really, really genuinely love football, or else you would have quit. And you didn't. I don't even like that. It's hard for me to even, I can't believe I even said that word, because I can't say that Q word in my life, but you did it. And I think that speaks volumes of the fact that you love this, and somebody who loves the game as much as you do deserves an opportunity. And I hope that this one pays off for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that.
Moe Neal, XFL, you know what to do. Plenty of leagues out there, plenty of opportunities out there. Mo, I am one of the GMs of one of these teams. I sit down with you. Let's have a final note here. You tell me why I'm taking Moe Neal. I got running backs in my backfield. I got people who played last year. I got a guy coming from the NFL. I got a guy coming from the USFL. Why am I taking Moe Neal right now on my team, and why are you going to make me better?
You taking Moe Neal because the simple fact of what you just said. Moe Neal loves the game of football. Look at Moe Neal's backstory. Look what Moe Neal's been through. Don't even look at my resume. Don't even look at the fact that I had 2,500 yards. Don't look at the fact that I finished top 10 in rushing. Don't look at the fact that I never got hurt in a single game. Don't look at the fact that I was average 5 yards a carry every single year. Don't look at the fact that I was team captain. Look at the fact that Moe Neal hasn't had an opportunity to play football. With those accolades, Moe Neal hasn't had a chance to play football in 2 years now, going on 3. And the simple fact that, he's still showing you signs of that he can still play the game at a high level. And I'm still that, great character kid. Also, I never got in trouble at Syracuse, never had any off the field issues, never been a cancer in the locker room. I'm a guy that's going to come to work every single day and try to get better. And I'm going to try to make the people around me better. That's something I've always been. Kind of call myself like a spark plug. I like to, when things not going right, I like to make a play. I consider myself as a playmaker, whether that's catching the ball, whether that's running the ball, whether that's, maybe doing something on special teams. I want to make plays. And I feel like as a football player, you have to make plays. It comes a time that it's between you and the next man and who's going to make the play.
Yeah.
It's not how fast you run a 40, not how, high you can jump, not how strong you are. When you get in between those lines, it's who wanted more, who has more heart, and who's willing to do whatever it takes to be successful. And, and Moe Neal is going to do those things to be successful. And that's why you take a guy like Moe Neal to be in your organization and, to be a running back for your team.
That coming here from Moe Neal. You take me because I know in those little inches and those little pieces what to do. And I am in love with this game. I'm in love with this game. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do morally to make a team successful and to bring somebody forward. Moe Neal, right here on Wake Up Call, the exclusive, since he got that XFL draft opportunity, and that'll be coming up in 2023. We'll be chronicling Moe Neal as we always do. And Moe, as you all know that know Moe, he wore only the best number in all of sports, 21. So with that being said, Mr. Neal, I thank you. I give a shout out. I say yo to Shelly. I say what's up to Tracy and the whole family. I got nothing but love for the Neals. I look forward to seeing you all soon. And I'm so happy there's not a better person to get an opportunity like you're getting right now. And I cannot wait to see what God has planned for you next.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Like I said, it's always a pleasure to come on here at the show and, not talk with just any other broadcaster, but just to sit down and talk to family. Like you said, you been covering me way before I got to Syracuse, and you've been with me every step of the way. And I greatly appreciate you. That's why, when you hit me up, I already knew that, I wasn't going to talk to anybody else before I talked to you. And I stood by that, and, hey, I don't even want to talk to nobody else, really. Ain't nothing really to talk about. Ain't nothing else to really talk about, I'm just excited to, finally, get that opportunity and get back to playing football.
I'm excited about that. And it's now time for me to tell you officially who you are this week, as this is here on Friday, July 8th, is that you are our official top dog of the week, presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Campground Dog Boarding in East Syracuse, just a few minutes from the Dome as well as Syracuse's campus. So you are our top dog of the week. Now go out there and show them that your bite is a lot more than that bark. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you.